What's up? It's your boy Heaven Hollywood back on IE Network. This is the Heaven Hollywood Report, and let's get to it. Shout out to my sponsor, in case you didn't know, that's ICYDK.blog. Once again, ICYDK.blog. Make sure you check them out on the World Wide Web. We have some interesting topic for you today. Just make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We're going to get it started off with your girl, Lady Gaga. So Lady Gaga right now is secretly rehearsing for her Chromatica ball at a warehouse in London. Now, in terms of staging, it's probably the most complex she's ever done. The stage is huge. Obviously, money is no object, and that came from The Sun. Now, Lady Gaga's been a little bit disappointing with her recent singles, and she wants to get back on track. There's a lot of talk, behind the scenes about what she needs to do. Of course, she was successful with Chromatica, but she needs to know what she needs to do to. It looks like she's going back to her older look. But my opinion on this, I believe Lady Gaga, judging from what I've heard, needs to get rid of that circle that she keeps with her, and it's mostly her friends, and mostly I read a bunch of yes ma'ams and no ma'ams. Was a bunch of yes men and yes women. When in case you didn't know, he said she needs to hire some yes ma'ams. You know what I mean? So yes ma'am and no ma'am instead of yes men and yes women. Also, from what I was told, she was asked about the relationship with her and Beyonce being mended, if it was mended, and if they would ever work together again. And according to what I got, she basically said, she has no beef with Beyonce, but more than likely would never work with her again, and didn't really elaborate on that. Speaking of Beyonce, so her album, The Renaissance, is so far, I don't know how they did this so far ahead. It's still 2 weeks away from being released. But Renaissance album is predicted to debut between 500 and 600K, according to Hits Daily Double. Now remember, she's also going to deliver, from what we said, is a trilogy. Now, a trilogy is going to be 3 parts to one album. And from what I heard, it's going to be 3 different types of music. She's going to have one part of music that is mostly dance music. Mostly dance or club music. She's going to, of course, have her R&B and probably her adult contemporary or pop or what have you. So, I'm looking forward to Beyonce coming out with this trilogy. All right, and I'm still a little shocked that Break My Soul has started to dip already, only in week 3. But we'll see what happens once, because I did hear she's releasing the videos. We'll see what happens once the video gets released. Up next, your boy Derek Jeter. Now, Derek Jeter is coming out with a documentary later this month. I believe it's on Netflix. And called The Captain. Now, he addresses a lot of the old rumors and some of the things people want to talk about. And one of the main things that have always went with the Derek Jeter legend was the Derek Jeter rumor of parting gifts that he gives his groupies or one-night stands or flings when they leave. Now, according to multiple women over the years who has even shared pictures of these party gifts, he would send them off. This is the rumor. He would send them off with a gift bag, a Derek Jeter memorabilia, and a Tiffany bracelet. That was always the rumor. There was girls who even allegedly took pictures of these gifts. So Jeter addresses that, and he basically said that he don't know where he did see that. He doesn't know where the rumor started. This is what Jeter said. He don't know where the rumor started, and he said basically it wasn't true. Now, if I'm Derek Jeter, why would you debunk this? I mean, because when you look at it, this took him to like a larger than life with the dudes. The dudes, of course, that love the Yankees, but they love what he did on the field. But even now, off the field, they were like, yo, I'm going to start doing that. And he even said that one time he was out and a guy came up to him and was like, yo, I didn't give gift baskets before, but now I give gift baskets just because you do. Jeter said he looked at the dude and said, you're an effing idiot. He said, so the dude, he said, if you could see the look on his face, you know, he said, like, he didn't think I was going to say that. Like, he thought I was going to say, yeah, man, good job. You know, so he said it's a story that became larger than life, and people kept regurgitating the story that never happened. Never happened, he said. Now, we know that Derek Jeter used to sign women to NDAs, because I know a woman personally who signed one. All right? So she basically said she told she had to sign an NDA. So she basically signed one. And I'm sorry, too many times this story got told. I don't know, because Jeter's married now, so I'm sure he has probably told his current wife, well, those stories didn't happen or what have you. And when you start talking about old stories, then old women's going to start coming up. And we don't know what Derek Jeter has told his current wife, Hannah Davis, in order to get with him. You know, in order to get with her. We all know that Mariah Carey has said in the past that Derek Jeter was the love of her life and actually the catalyst in her getting a divorce from Tommy Mottola. You know, Jeter's been linked to A-listers, including, you know, of course, Mariah Carey, Jessica Alba, Jessica Biel, Scarlett Johansson, and Adriana Lima, Tyra Banks. I mean, Jeter's roster is pretty impressive. But the Captain, his way, starts July 18th. I'm definitely going to check that out. But I'm sorry. When there's smoke, there's fire. I believe it happened to a certain extent. You know, I'm not going to say what exactly is in those gift bags. But there was too many women that came forward with pictures. So shout out to Derek Jeter, but I wouldn't have debunked nothing. And finally, we'll end it with Bacalus. Cardi B. So Cardi B's song, Hot-ish, debuts at number 13. And of course, these days, debuting at 13 is a flop to everyone. You know, if you don't debut 1 or 2, people call it a flop. Anything under that, you debut 3, 4, 5, people say, oh, it's flopped. Now, she is putting out the video today. We're going to see where this, the determination of where this song ends up, because that is the ultimate goal. The determination of where this song ends up is really, to me, going to be told next week. If she can cut it in half next week, get into the top 10, and maybe cut it down to 7, then I think she'll have a good chance of going number 1. But if it goes from like 13 to 11 next week, it's not even in the top 10, I don't really give it a great chance of going number 1. But number 13, there's a lot of artists. I mean, that seems a little high, you know, low for Cardi B status. But there's a lot of artists that would say, oh, man, I would kill for a number 13 debut. But, you know, when you set the standards high, you know, a lot of people want to consider that a flop. But we're going to see what happens once she releases the video. And her fans just have to keep streaming. You can't, you know, like I said before. And let's see, is there anything else that we need to go over? I think that's pretty much it, guys. We'll be back with another video, of course. I want to thank everybody for their support. Make sure you enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of your week. God bless you and your family. and we'll catch you on the next one.